Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of I Am Latoya Renee. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, hey y'all. Today I'm going to give you an update on my landlord chronicles. I'm referring to my very first tenant who lived in my property for 2 years or close to 2 years, who just stopped paying the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 months of his lease. And ultimately we had to evict him, go through the whole court situation, get wage garnishment set up. I recently reached out to my property management company. I don't manage this property myself. I tried it. It is just a little too much for my life. And that's why we pay people to assist with that. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I've noticed like we haven't been getting any garnishment checks from my first tenant. I'm assuming they manage so many properties they didn't even realize. I don't know, but I brought it to their attention. Obviously I realized it because I want all my funds back from last year, which not only includes the missing rent that he did not pay, but my court fees, legal fees, all that stuff. We have a whole court order in place and his wages are supposed to be garnished. So I was like, hey, can y'all look into this? So they reached out to their attorneys. Turns out he got fired from whatever job he was at. I guess was unemployed for some time, but now he's employed again and he's been at his current employer for 2 months. They found this out by doing something called a skip trace. A skip trace is the process of locating individuals who are hard to contact. So they did that and that's how they found out that he is in fact re-employed. He's been there a couple months. So they've already set it up for me where we will start garnishing his checks. So I'm interested to see what that ends up looking like. If you watched the previous videos in this series, you know there was like one instance where I got like $500 and then the remaining instances was like $25 and you know lower amounts and things like that. I think I've only received maybe $600. I'd have to go back and look, but I really feel like it's only been like $600 and he owes me, you know, $7 grand or more. I just really want to get my money back because that was really hard for me last year as a working individual who, you know, just trying to have extra income come in, not a corporation or anything like that. I enlist the help of a company to manage the property, but I am not someone with 10,000 properties and doing all these things. I'm someone who works 40 hours plus a week and all the things. So I really wanted my money back. I really want it back. And so it looks like we're going to be back on track to do that. Hopefully he doesn't, you know, leave his job or get terminated or something like that. So that is the latest and greatest in the Landlord Chronicle situation here. Now my current tenant that I have, he's been in there since June. He's been spectacular, phenomenal, all the things. Going from someone who didn't pay for, let me think, my tenant stopped paying in January of 2024. My old tenant stopped paying in January of 2024. We officially got him out of the property in May of 2024. So to not have any payments all that time and then to go to the new tenant, the guy that's currently in there who paid for the year up front, major blessing. I felt super blessed. It was quite unbelievable for quite some time that happened. And he's been a phenomenal tenant and I really hope that he renews his lease, but I don't think he's going to. I think he kind of moves from place to place. He's got a business and he's growing his business across the country. So I don't think he's going to stay, but best tenant ever. His lease will be up in June. Yeah, in June. So we'll see what that looks like as far as doing all of this again, as far as getting a new tenant and stuff like that. But I am so grateful that I enlisted the help of a property management company. Yes, you have to pay them every month and all those things, but for me to not have to personally go to court with my first tenant and do all those things, for me to not have to get a lawyer, do all the things, like they do all of that on your behalf. So I think it's well worth it, especially with how things unfolded with this particular property. So I'm so glad that I went on ahead and did that because initially in the first few months of him being a tenant, like I was managing it myself and it, you know, I don't know a ton. I'm learning as I go. I mean, you know, and I'm learning from people around me who also have properties and stuff like that, but I don't know everything by any means. And that's part of the reason I share things with you guys, because I feel like, you know, I don't know, or I'm not as aware of certain things. So I imagine there's someone else just like me out there that needs this bit of information that I'm learning as I go as well. So that's my whole reason for even being on YouTube, quite honestly. So but that is the latest and greatest. We'll see what wage garnishment looks like moving forward, and I really, you know, hope the best for him, wish the best for him. I don't know quite what's going on with him, because he, you know, he has a skill set that is, you know, very high demand, very lucrative. They make excellent money, and so I'm just not sure what's going on with him, but hopefully things improve in his life, and you know, this will be a thing in the past for all of us. So that is the latest and greatest, guys. If you like the content that I'm offering to you, I want you to please, please, please make sure that you hit the like button as well as the subscribe button, so that when new content does post, you are one of the first people to see it. It also helps this channel grow, guys. I, of course, will be bringing you new content here very soon. I'm getting ready to go into my 5-day off stretch, so I'll have more time to record and do all those things to bring y'all new stuff. So stay tuned for that. But I will see y'all very soon. Bye.